So, you want to know the best Shaggy perks, huh? Well, in today's video, guys, I'll be showing you guys the best perks to have on Shaggy. The number 3 Shaggy in the world is here to tell you that Shaggy has a lot of good builds and perks they can run on him to make him pretty viable. To start the video off, this is an opinionated list, so if you don't agree with it, frankly, it's not your video, so. With that being said, the build you see on screen right now is more of a rush-down, speedy Shaggy. Everything here is meant to improve on his mobility, and it helps him a lot. Using gravity manipulation, aerial acrobat, and speed force assist, with one last zoinks being our main perk, which by the way will be the main perk for all the builds. I don't feel like Hangry Man is that good to use in the current state it's in, so we'll be using this. To start with the speedster, this is really for people who like to just be the aggressor and rush down opponents. What all the perks combine to do is give Shaggy more aerial speed and landing speed. What this means is that Shaggy will not only be significantly faster in the air, but he'll also be able to land quicker with his aerial attacks. One move I like to land a lot with is his neutral air, which is the flurry kick that reminds me of Yoshi, but I would say this is one of Shaggy's better moves, and you can see my previous video if you want to hear more on that. A huge tip I have for playing Shaggy that isn't related to any build, but use his downlight. I would say his downlight is probably one of his best moves in his whole kit. Not only does it give armor and breaks shields, but the second attack slows the opponent down for around 3 seconds. So you can use that to really capitalize and hard punish them if they try and retaliate because they'll be a lot slower. The only downside to the build is that since it's more effective when the enemy is slowed, if they're not slowed, the build is not going to be as efficient. It really shines when the enemy is slowed and you can rush them down quickly and they can't react much. For this next build, this may be very unorthodox, but to be honest, I kinda like it. For this build we have Ice to beat you, make it Rain Dog, and hit them while they're down. This build focuses purely on status elements. I know, I never thought I would see a status element Shaggy either. With this build, we can apply 3 status elements to the enemy, that being weakened, ice, and slowed. Well, why would I want to make Shaggy primarily a projectile character? Well, I'm glad you asked, because since hit them while they're down boosts our damage when they have a status debuff, the build will mainly be focused on boosting our damage through status debuffs, while also hindering the enemy. This build heavily focuses on the use of Shaggy's sandwich. The projectile speed perk is going to help a lot with making the sandwich connect with the enemy, so I feel like it shouldn't be too much of a problem to land it. What's nice about the ice status debuff is that it will actually slow your opponent down even if it has only 1 stack. So you can use this in combination with the slowed effect that Shaggy already gets with his down tilt, and you can really have some speed control on the map. This build may not be the most efficient one, but I feel it makes up in terms of its projectile use because it actually makes Shaggy's sandwich a decent projectile. So if you'd like to play a Shaggy who's more focused on zoning and using his projectiles to get in on you and spreading status debuffs, this is the Shaggy for you. And I feel like this is the best Shaggy for a 2v2 gameplay. So, you're wondering what the best Shaggy perks are? Well, you're here to find out. The number 1 build that I feel is the best for Shaggy is this. This is the build that I've been using that helped me get to rank 3 Shaggys in the world. Using one last zoinks, hit me if you're able, Tasmanian trigonometry, and hit them while they're down. You can change this to lumpy space punch if you want to, since it'll be boosting your aerial attacks, but me personally, I like hit them while they're down since I like to focus on using Shaggy's down tilt to spread speed control. And just to explain one of the perks here, Tasmanian trigonometry actually works differently than most people would think. This perk basically increases your chances of survivability by making your initial DI stronger than it would normally be. And to be honest, I feel every character should at least have this perk on. I see no downside to it, it only helps your survivability and chances to live. Inside this dodge heavy meta, your increased dodge speed is going to be helping a lot because you'll be able to get out of situations just that much quicker compared to if you didn't have it on. Treat this game like you have no end lag. I'm sure I don't even need to show any clips of this, but people just dodge out of attacks for free. It's literally like they have no end lag on their moves. So this is going to help you to get out of those situations and make you feel like you have no end lag that much easier. Let me know of more builds you have in the comments. Like the video!
Hey man, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my boy.